Hi everyone, so welcome back again to this channel. So in the last episode or last series we have seen the chapter linear equations, which was part of grade 9 CBSE curriculum. So today we are going to start a new series or new chapter from grade 9 CBSE again. Our chapter's name is polynomials. So today we are going to study polynomials. As you can see, I have already written it here. So basically, first of all, what we have to understand here is what is polynomial. Okay, so first of all, what do we mean by a term called polynomial? Okay, so basically in algebra what happens is there is a terminology called polynomial. So what do we mean by polynomial is nothing but an algebraic term which will have multiple terms in it. Basically it's an algebraic term which will have multiple terms in it. Like for example, 2x square plus 7y cube plus 9z plus 8. Now if you see this, it's an example of a polynomial term. Again we can take one more example, like minus 3y cube plus 2x plus 8. Again this is an example of a polynomial. Now what is the condition for a term to be polynomial? Okay, so that's a very important thing. That's a very important, what do you call, the topic, like how to identify whether it's a polynomial or it is not a polynomial, because that's very important. Now to identify that, it's very simple. The degree of the polynomial, degree as in the highest power of the polynomial term, has to be a whole number. Like for example, if you see here, the degree here or the highest power is 2. Again 2 is a whole number. Now if you see here 3, so 3 is again a whole number. Now z, obviously nothing is there, so power is going to be 1 in that case, so obviously it's also a whole number. So basically combination of all these terms will make a polynomial. Now for example, if we have a term like x raised to power minus 2 plus 3y plus 1. Now is this a polynomial? No, it is not a polynomial. Now why it is not a polynomial? Because you have negative 2 over here. Negative 2 is basically, it is not a whole number, right? So this term is not a polynomial. It does not qualifies to be a polynomial. Okay, so basically this is how we identify whether it is a polynomial or not. Again, as I told you, it has to be a whole number. So it has to be a whole number. Like for example, you have x raised square root of x plus 2. Will this be a polynomial? No. Why? Because this is x root. So x root means x raised to power 1 over 2, right? Plus 2. So power 1 over 2 is again, it's not a whole number. So not a whole number. So again this will not be a polynomial. Okay, so these are the things by which we identify whether a term is a polynomial or it's not a polynomial, because identification of that is very important, because you will have so many questions in the exam, basically in the multiple choices and all, whether they will be asking you these kind of questions, whether the term is given term is a polynomial or it's not a polynomial. So you have to identify using these techniques which I have told you. So basically the whole idea is that the degree you have to check of each and every term. It has to be a whole number. It cannot be in negative, it cannot be in rational. It has to be a proper whole number. Whole number as in from 0 till infinity, but the full numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. It cannot be 1 over 2 or 1 over 2, or it cannot be 5 by 2, it cannot be 7 by 2, like that. or it cannot be in negative also. Okay, so that's what the thing you have to understand and remember. Okay, so now basically what we need to study in this chapter is polynomial in one variable. Now polynomial in one variable. Now what do we mean by this polynomial in one variable? That means the whole polynomial term which will be given to us will be in one variable only. Okay, it will not have two variables. Like for example, if you have a term in x, so you are not going to have the whole term in x only. If you have a term in y, so you're going to have whole term in y only. You cannot have mix of both x and y in this particular chapter which we are going to study. Obviously normal polynomial terms can have mix also, but here what we are specifically studying is polynomial in one variable. So I'll give you a couple of examples quickly. Okay, now these two terms are basically examples of polynomial in one variable. Why? Because if you see the first term, the whole term is in terms of x only, and it's a polynomial term since the highest degrees of each term is a whole number. Now similarly this term, the complete term is in y, so that means it's a polynomial in again one variable, which is y in that case. Okay, now there are few more things which you should understand before moving ahead. Now first of all, you have to identify the term of the polynomial. Like for example, this 3x square, or this 3x cube plus 2x square plus this 7x plus 8. So all these are called terms of the polynomial. Okay, so 3x cube, 2x square, 7x, 8, all these are terms of polynomial. Okay, similarly here 5y cube, 7y, 2y square, 9, so all these are again terms of polynomial. Okay, so these are terms of polynomial. Now you have to understand one more thing. There's a term called coefficient. Now what is a coefficient? Coefficient is basically multiple of that particular term, right? Particular variable term in more practical sense. Like for example, if you see this 3x cube, right? So x cube is basically your variable term, right? And 3 is going to be your coefficient, right? So basically 3 is a coefficient of x cube, which is the variable term. Similarly 2 is the coefficient of x square, 7 is the coefficient of x. Similarly here 5 is the coefficient of y cube, 7 is the coefficient of y, 2 is the coefficient of y square. So these are coefficients of the given term. Okay, so basically this is some basic stuff of it which you should understand before we are moving ahead in this chapter. So I think these things should be very clear to you, that what are the terms of a polynomial and what are the coefficient of the given polynomial term. Like for example, they can ask you in the multiple choice, they'll give you this polynomial, they'll ask you the coefficient of x square. So coefficient of x square is 2. Similarly in this one, if they'll give you a polynomial like this, they can ask you, okay, what is the coefficient of y? So coefficient of y here is 7. So these will be your, or should be your answers. Okay, now number of terms in a given polynomial will also have their name. Like for example, there is a term called monomial. Okay, monomial. Now monomial is something where in a polynomial term you will have only one term. For example, like 7x square, Okay, so it's an example of monomial. Minus 8y cube, again this is an example of monomial. 2x, it's an example of monomial. Why? Because it has only one term, right? Now the next can be binomial. Now as the name suggests, binomial, as in you will have two terms in the given polynomial. Like for example 4x square plus 2x, it's an example of binomial. Or let's say 3y cube plus 2y, negative 3y cube plus 2y, again it's an example of a binomial, right? Similarly you can have one more, 7z raised to power 4 plus 2z cube, again it's example of a binomial term. Why? Because it has two terms only. Okay, now third type is trinomial. Now all these are basically parts of polynomials only, like types of polynomials you can say, like monomial where you have one term, binomial where you'll have two terms, trinomial obviously you're going to have three terms. Like for example 2x square plus 7x plus 8, again it's an example of trinomial because it has 1 2 3 terms in it. Okay, you'll have, I can give you one more example, minus y square plus 2y minus 3, again it's an example of a trinomial because it has three terms in it. So similarly you can have a quadnomial also where you'll have four terms and like that. So basically all these, like monomial, binomial, trinomial, quadnomial, all these things put together they make a thing called polynomial, right? So polynomial, basically everything comes under it, right? So that's what you have to understand. Okay, so these are very basics of this chapter, right, which we haven't even started anything very concrete yet, but these all are the basics of polynomials what we are studying, because it is very important for you guys to understand it first, the basics of it, right? Okay, now next thing is degree of a polynomial. Now when we say degree of polynomial means, as I told you before also, the highest power of a given polynomial term is going to be the degree of that particular polynomial. Okay, like for example 7x cube minus 2x square plus 5x plus 3. Now this is a polynomial term. Okay, now when we talk about degree of this, so degree is going to be, so basically we have to check the highest power in this complete term, which is obviously 3. So degree of this polynomial is going to be 3. Okay, now let's take one more example, 8z4 plus 3z cube minus 7z square plus 9. Okay, now if you see in this, the degree of the polynomial is going to be 4. Why? Because it is the highest power in the whole polynomial term. So we'll just write degree as 4, right? So this is as simple, I mean it's not very complicated. So I'll give you one more example which is a very important one. Like for example, there is just a number term, let's say minus 8, that's all. So now what's going to be the degree of this? So in this case these kind of polynomials are called, so degree of them is going to be 0. Why? Because there is no variable term in it and degree will be 0, and these kind of polynomials will called with a very special name. The name is called zero polynomial, right? So zero polynomial means when you have degree of the polynomial as 0, so that particular polynomial will be known as zero polynomial, and obviously you are going to have only the number terms in that, like for example negative 8, 2, 5, 7, whatever, minus 5 by 2. So all are going to be your zero polynomials. Okay, so they can ask you as a tricky question in the exam that what is a zero polynomial. So you have to write this basically. Okay, so after degree of the polynomial, the next topic what we have is called as zeros of the polynomial. Now this is not a zero polynomial, this is zeros of a polynomial. Now what do you mean by zeros of a polynomial? Like for example 2x square plus 7x plus 1. Now this is a polynomial term. Okay, so now when we have to talk about zeros of a polynomial, that means we have to identify a number at which if we substitute that number in place of x, so the whole term should become 0. So that number itself is going to be zeros of the polynomial. So there can be multiple numbers of that depends on the degree of the polynomial. Like for example, degree here is 2, so you will have 2 zeros of the polynomial. Had it been a cubic equation, that means you're going to have 3 zeros of that polynomial. Had that been a quadratic, like a quadratic equation, that means you're going to have 4 zeros of the polynomial. Okay, so zero of the polynomial, as I told you, the number at which if we substitute in place of x, at which the whole term should become 0, right? So how do we define it now? So let a be a number at which the whole term should become 0 is called zero of a polynomial. Like for example, as I told you, the polynomial term, let's say px is given to us is 2x square plus 7x plus 1, right? So as I told you, let a be a number at which the whole term should become 0. So in place of x we have to substitute a. So if p of a is 0, then x is equals to a is 0 of the polynomial, right? So basically the given term is, let's say px, which is 2x square plus 7x plus 1, and we assume that at x is equals to a the whole term will become 0, then x is equals to a is basically 0 of the polynomial. Okay, so basically the definition part is, again, it's very complicated thing and all, so we'll do some examples and I'll try to understand, make you understand in a better way. Okay, let's do an example. So the example here is, so basically what we have to do is we have to identify if x is equals to 2 and negative 2 are zeros of the polynomial x minus 2 or not. So the polynomial term here is x minus 2, so that means your px is going to be x minus 2. Okay, so basically you have to find the value of this polynomial at x is equals to 2 and at x is equals to minus 2, and at which value the whole term should become 0 will be the 0 of the polynomial. Okay, so let's try for first x is equals to 2. So basically in place of x we'll put 2, so p of 2 is going to be, in place of x we'll put 2, so 2 minus 2, now 2 minus 2 will become 0, so that means x is equals to 2 is a 0 of the polynomial. Okay, so we'll just write hence x is equals to 2 is a 0 of the polynomial. Okay, now let's try for the other number, which is x is equals to minus 2. So p of negative 2 is going to be, so in place of x I'll write negative 2 minus 2, right? So negative 2 and negative 2 will become negative 4. So that means x is equals to negative 2 is not a 0 of the polynomial. So we'll just write hence x equals to negative 2 is not a 0 of the given polynomial. Okay, so basically this is what your 0 of the polynomial thing is. Okay, so we'll do one more example. So example here is, so we have a polynomial x square minus 1 and we have been given with two values, x is equals to 1 and negative 1. So we have to identify whether it is a 0 of the polynomial or not. So what do we do? Simple. First of all, the polynomial term, which is px, x square minus 1. First of all, we have to find out the value of the term at x is equals to 1. So basically you have to write p1. In place of x, I'll write 1. So 1 square minus 1. So now 1 square is 1 itself. So 1 minus 1 will become 0. So that means x is equals to 1 is a 0 of the polynomial. So we'll just write, hence x is equals to 1 is a 0 of the polynomial. Okay, now let's do for the next one, which is like, sorry. So let's do the next one, which is at x is equals to minus 1. So p of negative 1 is going to be, now in place of x I'll write negative 1. So negative 1 whole square minus 1. Now negative 1 whole square is going to be negative 1 times negative 1. That's going to be a positive 1, right? Because we know that negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1, correct? Why? Because negative and negative is positive. So 1 minus 1 will be 0 again. So that means yes, x is equals to minus 1 is also a 0 of the given polynomial. So we'll write, hence x is equals to minus 1 is also a 0 of polynomial. Okay guys, so basically, so that's all for this lecture. Okay, so basically today what we discuss is the basics of the polynomial, that what exactly is polynomial, what are the terms of the polynomial, what is binomial, monomial, and what is the degree of a polynomial, and how do we find out zeros of the polynomial. Okay, so the next lecture we will discuss further in this chapter. Till then, thank you for your patience and time, and if you like my effort, please do like, share and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.